Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear members of the EFFAS Commission on ESG. On behalf of EFFAS, the European Federation of Financial Analyst Societies, and our EFFAS Commission on ESG, I would like to welcome you all to our annual ESG conference held here in Vienna with the kind support of the Austrian OVFA, the Austrian Association for Financial Analysis and Asset Management, of which I am also a chairman. In total, more than 370 people are registered to participate here, with more than 300 people online. You can see that a hybrid format of such a conference obviously allows quite efficient participation from an ESG perspective. My name is Fritz Mossberg. I am head of group research from Erste Group here in Vienna, the leading financial institution in Central and Eastern Europe, and I'm also a deputy chairman of EFFAS. In that capacity, I have been a member of the EFFAS Commission on ESG since its inception. EFFAS, I think, is in the meantime a strong and powerful organization with 17,000 individual members across Europe. Our focus is on the development and implementation of international education programs and regulatory standards. Together with DVFA, the German society, we launched the EFFAS Commission on ESG in 2007, even before the financial crisis. What has changed since then? ESG is on everyone's lips. First, I believe the existence of global warming is undeniable. Second, we continue to struggle with environmental, social and also governance issues, not only in publicly traded companies, but also in governments. Even rating agencies and auditors, and this is positive, have now recognized that ESG will be important as a comprehensive assessment in the future. Third, in the future, access to equity and debt capital will depend on ESG. Financial institutions will grant loans based on ESG criteria, and only ESG-compliant companies will be successfully listed on stock exchanges. I think this says it all. Why? Because the pressure from the public and financial markets is enormous. In 2007, sustainable assets under management accounted for about 3% of all assets under management worldwide. Our goal at that time was to make ESG mainstream. Since then, we have organized various conferences across Europe, defined EFFAS sector KPIs on the basis of which ESG indices are calculated. Today, the share of sustainably managed assets is around 40% of assets under management worldwide. I think we have, as EFFAS, have been highly successful in accompanying this process and have partly managed to make the topic mainstream. But what comes next? We also need to further implement a future ESG orientation in the sense that a broad range of new business opportunities and sectors will open up. For this purpose, and based on our ESG activities, in 2014, we as EFFAS also developed and launched our very well-received ESG Training Program, the so-called CESG, the Certified ESG Analyst. The certification has met with great international recognition and already has more than 3,400 graduates worldwide. Since 2019, the international acceptance and number of graduates has also been growing in markets other than Europe, such as in Asia or America. This last point makes us particularly proud at EFFAS, as this year we were able to spend part of the total quarterly training fees for the victims of the war in the Ukraine, which has amounted to 40,000 euros twice so far. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate you on this event and congratulate all for your efforts to face our common future and challenges ahead on. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you now a successful conference. And with that, I'm handing over to Frank Klein. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Fritz, thanks a lot for the introductory remarks, and also a warm welcome from my side. And on behalf of my co-chair of the EFFAS ESG Commission, Jean-Philippe Desmartins, and myself, we also want to welcome you today, on the one hand here in the room at the Austrian National Bank, and also online, as Fritz Mossberg already outlined. I wanted to give you a quick rundown of what you can expect from today's conference and do some housekeeping remarks. First of all, we are glad that we can do it today here in Vienna, and we have set up 7 different agenda topics, and I'm glad that we got 3 very interesting panels together, and also that 9 members of the EFFAS ESG Commission will participate actively throughout the day. So that's very nice and very good effort from our ESG Commission. What do we have to expect from today's agenda? Quick rundown. We start with a keynote and key discussion about the topic, name of the game in 2022, and I suppose also 23, global sustainability reporting standards, the standard setter ISSB and EFRAG, the way going forward to converge. After that, we will have a panel discussion about the latest trends in ESG. So what do we have expect from the next big things, as we used to say. Then the second panel, human capital at the heart of ESG and intangibles. After the lunch break, we will then continue with a very important and successful EFFAS CESG program Fritz just outlined. CESG 3.0, where do we go from here? After we have been active now with the program for more than a decade and have strived it not just within Europe, but even worldwide, and very popular and successful nowadays in Asia. I think the academic director, Alexander Bassen, will give you a quick introduction after the lunch break. What do we expect in the next years to come as far as this personal training is concerned? Then we are going to continue with a very important topic, which is more or less neglected, unfortunately, but we wanted to bring it more and more into the limelight. What is going on in carbon markets? And I think we have all experienced the up and down with prices and the like in the past few years. So we'll have a very interesting presentation about that topic. Then in the afternoon, how CFOs' jobs have changed with ESG. That's very remarkable from a corporate point of view, because even the corporate board members and investor relation people, they had to react on this very important topic in the last few years and also going forward. So you will learn what is going to happen in the day-to-day job and preparation on board levels with ESG. And last, but definitely not least, I'm very proud that we got some Swedish guys on board for a very controversial topic, which we probably wouldn't have discussed last year, September, when we were in Frankfurt for the last conference, or the year before when we were in Paris. The topic is the conventional weapon topic in a changing global geostrategic and political environment, and I'm already very much looking forward towards this afternoon. Yeah, so this is a rundown in a nutshell. So you see we have a packed agenda with a lot of different things. Perhaps just finally quick remarks as far as housekeeping is concerned. Fritz already outlined, we developed this format as a hybrid format 2 years ago. And so you will have people here in the audience in person in Vienna, as well the majority online. So perhaps from the setup, a few remarks. After each and every part here, I will ask questions to the audience in the first place here in Vienna, and then I open up to the audience online. And behind me, you can see then the chat. And so you can have some questions already throughout each individual part, or when I ask you particular for that. And besides that, for your information, and also for the people who couldn't make it for personal or business reason, the whole conference here will be recorded. And by the end of next week, when we have everything said and done, you will all receive a link so that you can look all the different sessions at your own convenience.